And welcome into MCW Wrestling. Michael St. John at ringside. Joining me, the sweet music man, Billy Joe Travis. And before we get started, Billy, I have to say, I know you've asked to be here, and I'm glad you're here, but I ask that you do your commentating as impartial as I would do it today as we do the Music City Wrestling Show right here from the Fairgrounds Arena in Nashville, Tennessee.
You know, Michael, I always call it like it is. I call it straight down the middle, Michael. And another reason why I'm here, I am here to add a little class to the show. Every time Billy Joe does a little commentating, the ratings go sky high.
Well, all I ask is you add your class and don't show your, well, never mind. We're getting underway with Nick Dinsmore out of Louisville, Kentucky, the leading vote getter in the Rookie of the Year competition, up against the big man from Chicago, Big John White, 350 pounds from the baddest side of town. And right there you saw Dinsmore take him right down. And Billy Joe Travis, this Nick Dinsmore is a budding young superstar in the world of professional wrestling.
Well, he's a rookie, Michael, but he did pull a little hair there. If you want me to call it down the middle, you saw him pull the man's hair.
Now, Billy, I have to bring this out to you. The man has no hair.
Michael St. John, look on that monitor. That man's got a head full of hair.
Yeah, but it's all about maybe a tenth of an inch thick. There's a count of one and a count of two by referee Gene Johnson as he breaks the hole in the corner. Nice. And not a clean break by the big man, Big John White.
Nice little forearm there.
And a nice hip toss coming out by Dinsmore. There's a nice arm drag and takedown, and Big John White goes down. Music City, USA, last Saturday night. If you were not at the Fairgrounds Arena, you missed one whale of a card of action. And Billy Joe Travis, you have to admit that MCW is bringing the action to the fans and the folks that are participating in the matches in MCW. I'm talking about the professional wrestlers themselves, have come to town to make a name for themselves, and they're stopping at nothing short of doing just that.
Well, MCW has open contracts, and I heard a little rumor. I heard the Rock and Roll Express is coming here. Nature Boy, Buddy Landell, some of the greatest superstars that have ever been in the ring.
Well, you know, when you talk about the likes of the Rock and Roll Express and Nature Boy, oh, look at a drop kick. Nick Dinsmore pounding that drop kick in under the chin. An arm drag takedown, and down goes the big man.
There he goes again, pulling the hair, just like I thought.
You were alluding to the fact that the Rock and Roll Express, yes, they are coming to MCW. The Nature Boy, Buddy Landell, yes, he is coming into MCW. And the fact of the matter is that the competition level here in MCW has become so strong, so quick, that many of these superstars are literally standing in line, knocking on the door, ringing off the phone and the fax machine to come in here and wrestle at MCW.
Well, that's exactly right. And you know who they want to wrestle? Billy Joe Travis. He is the man that made Nashville famous. He's on the Grand Ole Opry every week. Tonight I missed it just to come down here and do a little color commentating.
Right now, Big John White taking over on Nick Dinsmore. Billy Joe Travis, I've got to ask you this question straight out. You are a man that has held many championships, not only in the United States, but in Asia, in the Caribbean, even in Europe. But yet, you're not wearing a belt right now. And the fact of the matter is, you have wore many championships, but you've never held on to them very long. What's the deal?
The deal is, Michael St. John, no one will give Billy Joe a title shot because they know I can beat anybody at any time. I am one of the greatest professional athletes ever.
A belly-to-belly suplex. Down goes Dinsmore, and Big John White making a good account for himself here. The big man from Chicago coming off the ropes, drops that leg, and this could spell doom for Dinsmore. Here's the cover. 1, 2. White thinks he has him. Only a 2 count, and Dinsmore bridges free.
Nick Dinsmore, you know, I'm going to give the devil his due. He is an up-and-coming star. He's got a great body, but there's one thing lacking. He's not a veteran like Billy Joe Travis. Maybe in about 10 years, he might be able to do something.
You were talking about the fact that nobody would give you a title shot. I've got to ask you then, in your behalf, would you take a title shot right now against the likes of the MCW champion, Terry Golden?
Are you kidding me? You bet I would. I don't care who's got a belt. I can take anybody and I can beat them. Terry Golden, anybody. Wolfie D, Flash Flanagan, I'm one of the greatest.
A big card of action signed for tonight at the Fairgrounds Arena right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Oh my goodness, we'll give you that card in just a moment. But boy, did John White ever land a slamming slamming home.
Clothesline, baby. That's what it's called, a big clothesline. I'm the color commentary man. I know what all these holes, and there's nobody does it better than Billy Joe.
And White picks him up by the hair of the hand and slams him down with that left hand.
That wasn't left hand, that was a forearm. That man doesn't cheat.
Looked like a fist from this vantage point. And there you see White bringing Dinsmore back to his feet, turns him around. And a bolo chop to the back of the neck. Dinsmore goes down. I'll tell you, Big John White has had his way this match the entire evening.
Well, let me tell you something about Big John White. He is tough, and he looks tough. He's a street fighter from Chicago.
Dinsmore, whoa, look at that. A little sweet chin music, if you know what I mean, if I can borrow one of your expressions, Mr. Travis. Dinsmore picking White up, puts the head to the buckle, and Dinsmore going right in after him.
Look at all the fists that he's throwing. He's just punching, I mean, gee.
Straight forearms, Dinsmore backs out of the way, leaps over as White, he's trying, and White collars him with that big elbow to the side of the face. Dinsmore shaking again. He's giving away quite a weight advantage to Big John White. Go behind. Oh, look at that. Belly to back suplex. Launches it.
Wait a minute. Whoa.
He arched him over and took him down for the 3 count.
He arched him over. He pulled his tights.
We'll be back with more MCW wrestling action right after this.
You know, folks, I'm not a man of very many words. I dance a lot. I don't take no crap from nobody, and especially from last Saturday night. Well, this Saturday night, Steve Dunn, Reno Riggins, we've got a little surprise for you. Nick Dinsmore's going to tag team with me. Ain't that a little secret? We're thinking about writing a little book, matter of fact, called A Bloody Novel. That's right, written by Stalin, Shane Eden, and Nick Dinsmore this Saturday night, where there's going to be blood all over the place because I'm going to rip your heads clean off your body for what you've done to me. Don't you ever embarrass me again. These fans are going to back me up 110%, says I'm going to kick your butt and dance all over the night away.